Welcome to Active Classroom. This is assigning activities. Now that you've been through the searching and finding steps and you know where things are located, let's see how we get them out to our students. First, we want to make sure that we remember where everything is. Let's take a look at the icons on the left of our homepage, and you'll see here, we're going to start first of all with Manage Students, because first, before we start assigning things, especially in a new semester, we want to make sure that our classes are set up and that our students have been populated. Most of you guys are in a roster district where this is occurring automatically, but let's just make sure everything is as it should be. Okay, so here is a list of our classes. And if I click on second period US history, I can see then that I have a student in that class, and I only have the one because I'm just doing my practice set at the moment, but you would have probably 20 or 30, right? And hopefully no more than 30. So here we see that I do have a student in my class. Let's take a look at some more of my classes here before we get too far. One of the things you notice in my classes is that I have this oddly named class. A lot of school districts do use numerical naming, makes it easier for their digital department to keep up with things. But for us as classroom teachers, the number doesn't make any sense to us. So you know what I say? I say, let's rename it. Let's give that class a new name. So to rename that class, all I've done is clicked on the class and it has populated it in the top of my bar here where I've now renamed it Wildcats for our school mascot. And once I've renamed it Wildcats, I'm going to click Save and save that to my list. And look now, you can see under my list of classes, I now have my Wildcats. Fantastic. I'm now ready for you guys to take a look and see what you can do. I want you to click pause. I want you to go to your classes, make sure they're there, and see if your students have been populated. Now, don't frantic if they haven't been done yet. Many districts that roster don't get this done until 2 to 3 days prior to school starting because they're waiting on that last minute schedule adjustment before they finalize things. Go ahead and take a look and see if yours are ready. And when you're ready to start back, click play. Great. I hope everybody had a successful look there. What I've done now is I've clicked on those 3 dots on the left of my screen and I get my drop-down menu and I want to go now to my curriculum maps and take a look at what activity I might want to assign to my students. For this example, I'm going to be using US history. I want to change it up, take a look at a different type of curriculum map that you might be encountering to make sure everybody understands that curriculum maps vary from district to district based on the request that your district has made specifically. So here's my US map. It's quite different than what you saw earlier. This one is Unit 1, Colonization through Constitution, and I have 9 major topics to cover. Each one represents a week. I'm going to start with Colonial America, and it's going to give me a variety of choices. In this format, I'm provided with more than 250 minutes worth of work. 250 is the normal amount of work that we would assign in a week. So I'm going to have to do a little picking and choosing for sure. And we've included our Georgia state standards so that I know during this week I'm working on these standards though. And here, under activities, I get a list of activities from which to choose. As you can see, I have a reading, I have an atlas, I have a video, a PowerPoint, a critical thinking, and an image analysis. I have lots of things to choose from. Which ones will best meet the needs of my particular students? In order to find that out, we're going to use that view button. So I've selected Atlas of US History, and I want to take a look. Here you'll see, oops, sorry about that. Let's go back. Oh no, so sorry about that, guys. Let's go back to where we were with those British colonies. Now, I can see from here that I have some great topics related to my British colonies, and I've decided, yeah, I want to assign those. So I click on my Assign button, and here is where I create my assignment. This is a step-by-step form. We're going to fill in these various dates, some student instructions, what we want them to do, and here's what it looks like with my form almost complete. The only part I haven't completed on my form at this point is I haven't added my custom highlights yet. And I want to add custom highlights because I want my students to really focus in on some specific areas. When you click on custom highlights, we have 4 default highlights that automatically populate. For this particular assignment, I'm going to keep geographic term, but I'm going to get rid of these other 3. So I have geographic term, and I want to add main points to my selection. I've chosen kind of a bright green. I'm going to click Add Highlight and then Done. And once I click Done, that now has fulfilled the assignment that I want to give to my students. And I've saved it. When I saved it, I was generated this link that I can use in other learning management programs such as Clever, Google Classroom, or others. You don't have to use the link because in Active Classroom, this appears automatically on the student's homepage as an assignment, and they will know that that is where they are to start. Okay, let's see how you guys do. It's your turn. I want you to locate an activity, assign it to a student or a class, create custom highlights, and write the directions you want your students to follow. I'm looking forward to hearing about your experience.